Use prop firms to become a better trader. I'm going to explain to you guys what exactly it is that I'm talking about. And I want you guys to really resonate with this. I want you guys to sit back. I want you guys to think about it and actually allow that light bulb to kind of go off. Okay. So if you're watching this video, I'm sure you're familiar with prop firms, with these funded account challenges and combines. And I know you're obviously familiar with personal trading on a personal account through your own personal brokerage. Now, here's how using prop firms, right? Utilizing these tools can make you an awesome trader, can make you a disciplined trader, and can make you a consistent trader to whatever your plans may be, whether you want to leave your 9 to 5 and become a full-time trader, if that's something you really want to do, whether you're looking to add a second or third stream of income where you want to trade part-time, it doesn't really matter. But what I'm going to tell you right now needs to start resonating with you and resonating with you quickly, okay? So how can you use prop firms to become a better trader? Let's take a trader, for example, who wants to load $1,000 into their personal account and start trading right away. And they don't want to go the untraditional route where they have to go through a prop firm trading evaluation, go through, all of these rules, abide by this, that, and the other to potentially get funded, to potentially get a payout, right? Because let's be honest, around 80-90% of people who start these prop firm challenges, they fail. Either they fail in the evaluation or they fail within the first week to 2 weeks of actually getting funded and never actually getting that payout. But here's where we can change that, okay? If you want to load $1,000 into your personal account because you want to make money right now, you've already lost, okay? Especially if you're someone who's been trading under 3 years. If you've been trading under 3 years and you are not profitable already, and you want to load another or a fresh $1,000, I'm just going to use, for the sake of the video, $1,000 as a starting point. But you want to add $1,000 into a personal account, you have already lost. Now, here's where using prop firms can be highly, highly beneficial. Right now, we can use a number of different prop firms. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this prop firm is better than this one. They're all the same, in my opinion. They're all the same. The rules are a little bit different. The guidelines are a little bit different on all of them, but they're all the same, right? We have one goal and one motive in mind. That's to pass, that's to get funded, that's to take a payout. That's it. Nothing else matters. So I'll use some of the ones that I'm familiar with, that I'm funded with, because I know the numbers like the back of my hand. Right now, TOPSTEP, for example, TOPSTEP to trade futures, you can get a $50,000 account for $50. Okay, so you can take a $50,000 combine and you could potentially get funded for $50,000. You only need 2 days worth of trading. You can take something like Apex, where you can get a $50,000 account for like 30 to 40 bucks. Okay, so let's call the average $50 for a $50,000 account. If you want to put $1,000 into a personal account, you can go get, one $50,000 account for $50. You can get two for $100, okay? So two for $100. So essentially, you can do that 10 times, right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 for $500, for $1,000. You can go buy 10, 15, 20 accounts for what you would put into a personal account of $1,000 and have a lot more risk, okay? So for example, on TOPSTEP and Apex, you get a $2,000 or $2,500 drawdown. So let's ignore the big number of $50,000. For $50, you get a $2,000 account with TOPSTEP. For $50, you get a $2,500 account with Apex, okay? So if we have two accounts with TOPSTEP, we've got $4,000 of drawdown to lose versus our $1,000 that we're putting into our personal account. If we have 6 accounts, we're looking at 4, 6, 8. We have another account, we're looking at more. So the point I'm trying to make here, is instead of loading $1,000 of your hard-earned money, I would rather, and this is all honesty, I would rather load $1,000 into these prop firm challenges and have $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 worth of risk, essentially, to lose before I lose my initial $1,000. Because in a regular account, in a regular personal account, you can put $1,000 in and you can lose $1,000 by tomorrow. You can lose $1,000 by the end of the week. Now, what that does is it puts you into this hamster wheel of constantly reloading and reloading and reloading because you haven't become a good trader yet. You haven't controlled your emotions yet. You haven't dialed in your strategy yet. You don't have the confidence yet. But if you take that $1,000 and you spread it across 10 accounts, okay, or even 20 accounts for $1,000, essentially you're going to have 10, 15, or $20,000 of risk, meaning your drawdown before you get kicked out of the evaluation, to lose versus your initial 1,000. Does that make sense? So if you have 10 accounts at $2,000, okay, 10 accounts at $2,000 risk before you're kicked out of the evaluation, that's essentially a $20,000 drawdown that you would have to lose. So the point I'm making is that if you can lose 10,000 or 20,000, what makes you think that you're not going to lose your $1,000 investment? Okay, I would rather lose $1,000 that's going to equivalent into $20,000 of prop firm losses versus losing my $1,000 of hard-earned cash right away on just one account. Spread out your risk, okay? Spread out your risk. Get a series of trades going where you're taking the same setups, you're working on your strategy, you're focusing on the master plan, because I can guarantee you it's going to take you more time to, yes, get funded and get paid out. But along the process, you're going to become a much better trader than someone who's going to load in $1,000 into a personal account and trying to double that in a week, trying to double that in a month. I can almost guarantee you that if you're not successful after 3 years, currently, that loading another $1,000 into a personal account is not going to do you any justice. So I would take the time, get familiar with your strategy, get familiar with your risk management, get familiar with everything, and potentially get funded. Let's say you get 10 funded accounts, and let's say you blow up 5 of them. It's not like you've lost $1,000 if you blow up 5 accounts. You might lose $250, right? So I'd rather blow up, okay? And this is the truth. I would rather blow up 5 accounts. That's going to total me in a $250 loss versus lose $1,000 in a week and be ripping my hair out. Because even still, I would still have another 5 accounts if I signed up for 10 accounts that potentially could get funded. And when I do get consistent, and because I am taking more trades, and because I am learning how to manage my emotions, and because I am learning how to manage my risk more properly, then potentially you can get funded. And then by the time you actually are funded, let's say it's 30 days or 60 days or 90 days or even 120 days. And now things start to slow down. The game of trading starts to slow down. And what that means is now when you identify your strategy setups, you're able to take those trades with no stress. Yes, of course, you're going to have emotions. Of course, you're going to have losing trades, but it's not going to feel as intense as it is when you load up money into a new account on a personal brokerage when you still don't know what you're doing, when you're still not comfortable with your strategy, when you still don't have confidence to 100% take the setup each and every single time you see it. Okay, so definitely using these prop firms can be a big advantage, because I would rather spread out. And I want you to think about this, and I'm going to say this again. If one $50,000 TOPSTEP account or Apex account is going to allow you $2,000 or $2,500 worth of drawdown before you lose that account, then essentially you would have to lose $2,000 or $2,500 before you realistically lose $50. So if you lose one funded account challenge at a $50 investment, it's equivalating into $2,000 or $2,500 on a real account. Now, if you loaded up $1,000 into a personal account, you would have lost that account in half the amount of time, in 10x the amount of money, 20x the amount of money of initial investment. So I would rather lose $50 on this blown up account, because I know in the back of my mind, I realistically lost $2,000. I realistically lost $2,500. So I'm happy And I'm relieved that I only lost $50 because during that time frame, I was able to learn something about myself. I was able to learn something about my trading plan, my rules, my strategy, my entries, my take profits, and I would do it again. Okay. And I would do another account challenge, and I would do another account challenge, and I would do another account challenge. And over these trades, over the next 20 trades, 30 trades, 40 trades, 50 trades, you're learning and you're learning and you're learning and you're learning, and you're becoming immune to the losses. You're becoming immune to the market shifts. You're becoming immune and coexisting with the emotions that come along with trading. So using these prop firms to your advantage is the number one thing I would do as a new trader or someone who has been trading for 3 years, 4 years, 2 years, and is not yet profitable, is what I would start doing. I would definitely not go out there and try to load up $1,000 because, oh, well, I can make, $1,000. I can flip this account in a week or in 30 days. What's the rush? The market's not going anywhere. The market will be open tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. It's those who try to rush the process that fail. It's those who try to rush the process that lose confidence. It's those who try to rush the process and be something they're not before they get there is what fails. Use these prop firms to your advantage. If you can pass these challenges and you can get funded, you can get payouts with 10 times less risk. So if you can't put $50 or $100 or $1,000, because here's the situation that we're looking at. I'm thinking about loading $1,000 into a personal account. I'll load $1,000 into prop firm accounts, and whatever that gets me, does that get me 10 prop firm accounts depending on what company I sign up for? Does it get me 15 accounts? Does it get me 20 accounts? I would rather go grab $20,000, $50,000 accounts, 20, with a max drawdown of $2,000, giving me $40,000 worth of potential risk for $1,000 versus loading in $1,000 into a personal account. Because if I can't pass 20 and potentially quote unquote lose $40,000, I have no business loading $1,000 of personal hard-earned cash into a personal brokerage account. You've got no business. No business. I hope this video resonates with you. Think about it. Use the prop firms to your advantage. Take the time, learn yourself, learn your strategy, get funded, get payouts, and then start loading money into your personal account. Hope this video helps somebody.